Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brandon Chin or Bento Boy, and in this YouTube video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to catch stealth drops, and I'm also going to be teaching you guys how to get into projects relatively early. So if that sounds good, make sure to click that like button and also make sure to subscribe down below. This strategy is actually how I was able to get into cryptos very early, and it's also how I was able to get into the Bloot project before they hit a 2 ETH floor. Also, a side note, I am on a trip in Arizona and my allergies have been acting up a little bit, so sorry if I do sound a little bit stuffy, but I really want to record a video and make sure I get it out for you guys today, so we're gonna get right into it. So if you guys don't know, a stealth drop is basically where a NFT collection will drop its NFT set and it will mint without any advertisement really, and it will just be a stealth or low-key drop. So the first collection to actually make this popular is ... and I was actually able to catch this one relatively early as well, and I flipped these. I believe I bought in at around 0.15 and I sold at 0.8, so not a bad flip right there. But this collection, I believe, is what made the stealth drop model pretty popular, and I do believe that this was the first project to do it, and it did it pretty well. And this project actually did have a lot of hype in the NFT space when it did initially drop. So stealth drops can be pretty hard to catch, and there is a bit of luck to it, but if you can catch them, you can make a lot of money. For example, the Bamboozlers, the day they minted, they actually ran up to a 4 ETH floor. So if you were able to mint them and you sold at the peak, you would be up around 4 Ethereum. Also, another example of this is the Anonymice. So this was also a stealth drop, I believe, and the floor price is 4.3. So if you did catch this early, you would be up around $16,000, which is a lot of money. So this strategy is actually pretty simple and it doesn't take too much work. So the first thing that you want to be looking at is the gas fee. This is essentially how much the transaction fee will cost. So basically, when there's a lot of activity in the market, you are going to be seeing the gas price spike. So that is something that you do want to keep your eye out on. You can check the gas price by looking at crypto.com. You can also download a Chrome extension as well, or just get the gas price from OpenSea. But if you look at the gas fee and notice that the price is abnormally high, I typically want to know where all of that gas is going, because typically it is focused on a singular collection. And when gas is usually high, it usually means that there is some activity in the market. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to go look at Icy Tools. So if you guys don't know, this is actually a very powerful website and it can tell you a lot of information. Basically, it can track volume very well and it can tell you what are the trending projects. So as you can see, the #1 project today is World and Weapons for the past hour, and this is trading at a floor price of 0.11. But basically, we want to go into the Discover page. And in the Discover page, this is what's going to tell you what the top mints are. So I actually do have the Icy Tools premium version, so I can go into the 15 minutes. But as you can see, the top thing minting right now is the furry metaverse, which is pretty funny. So typically when gas is high and when gas is peaking, I like to check top mints really quick to see what is taking up all of that gas. So typically, if it was a really hyped up project, it would be #1 and it would have a lot of mints, probably more than 230 actually. So for example, when I caught Cryptodes, the first thing I did look at was the gas price, and I noticed that the gas was really high at the time. So I quickly went over to Icy Tools and I just checked what the top mints were, and it was the Cryptodes at that time. And also a lot of whales that I was tracking at the time were also minting. However, I'm not saying that if gas is high and if you see a project minting relatively fast, you should immediately buy into it. I like to double check, go on Twitter and do a little bit of research, but the main thing that I look for is if the whales or the smart money are buying into the project, like I said earlier. So some whales that I do track is Mev Collector, Gary, and Jigs. Those are just a couple of them that I like to look at. And actually with the Cryptodes, I believe that all of them were getting into the project, so that was a good sign for me, and that is why I bought the project. So you do want to do research as well. So after you do find projects that are minting really fast, I would recommend to see who is actually buying into the project, and you can do that by tracking their OpenSea. But just to reiterate the strategy, if I notice that gas is really high, I quickly like to check out the top mints. Sometimes it's nothing, but sometimes there is a project that is minting a lot. Then after that, I like to research the project a little bit and look them up on Twitter. And then I like to track the whales and see if they are actually the ones minting out the project. And if they are, I typically like to buy in. And overall, this strategy has been working pretty good. I was able to catch a couple of projects relatively early. It is relatively simple, but if you can get it down and if you can catch some of these projects, you can make a lot of money. For example, if you were to hold on to your cryptos, you'd be up around like 7 Ethereum from the mint, which is pretty crazy. But the strategy is relatively simple, and usually when I do find these, I tweet about it on my Twitter. So if you haven't already, make sure to follow me at BrandonChin808. The link is in the description. But that's basically the whole entire strategy, and I hope you guys learned something. Again, this was a relatively quick video, but I hope it helped. Again, I am on a trip, but I did want to get this video out for you guys, so I really do hope that you guys all enjoyed. We are at 1.4K subscribers, which is pretty insane, and I can't thank you guys enough. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to give this video a like if you learned anything at all. I do appreciate you all, and I do hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and peace.